Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a quick rundown and review of the PlayStation 5. I've had all the PlayStations, and this one, the graphics just blow me away. It is insane how good the graphics are on this compared to the 4, the 3, especially when you get back to the 2 and the 1. This is true 4K graphics if you've got a 4K TV and if you've got a 4K compatible game, which most of the PlayStation 5 games are. One of the cool features about the 5 is actually it's backwards compatible with 4 games. So any PlayStation 4 game you have, as long as you get the version that accepts discs and isn't a digital only version, you can play all of your PlayStation 4 games on the PlayStation 5. So I thought that was a really cool feature because I have a lot of PlayStation 4 games and then they're not wasted. Right now I've got Gran Turismo 7 in. The top here shows you your previous games that you've played. There's also a bunch of colored remotes, tangent here, but there's a bunch of colored remotes. We decided to pick up a different color remote for each member of our family that plays. That way we can keep them separated for each person. It just makes it a little easier. But up at the top here, you've got games. You've also got media. If you come into media, you can do things like Hulu, Netflix, Disney, Amazon, all that kind of stuff is in here. They'll give you movies, suggestions that you can do. So if we go back to games, another thing you can do here is they've got the PlayStation Store built right in. They've also got PlayStation Plus, which there's multiple different levels of PlayStation Plus. I'm an Essential member. One of the cool things, so there's Essential, Extra, and Premium. With all of them, you get free games every month. If you like them, you can choose to download them. If you don't like them, just ignore them. But then you've also got game trials and a ton of stuff. If you keep scrolling down here, that you can look at and do under the PlayStation Plus store. So if we go back to Gran Turismo, we're going to load the game here so you can see this graphics is just insane. And we're going to show you here how fast you can get into a game. And the size of these games, by the way, coming from like PlayStation 3, where games couldn't be any more than 5 gigs due to fitting on a disc. These games are, some of them are 50, 60 gigs. They're just insane how much data you can fit in a game when you can store it on the hard drive. This version comes with 1 terabyte internal. You can get an external hard drive to expand that, and it's phenomenal how much data they can put into these games. To give you an example of how the graphics look, I do have a 4K TV, so disclaimer, if you don't, they may not look quite this good. But on a 4K TV, I have my settings on my PlayStation set up to broadcast in 4K. And we're going to show you, this is one of the newer games that just came out not that long ago, the Gran Turismo 7. And this is just insane. Look how realistic these graphics are. It's just phenomenal to me how good these graphics are. And you can change your views. You can see how many details. If you're used to Gran Turismo, if you've played the games before, the detail in here is just insane. How good of a job they did building this program. So, all in all, the PlayStation 5 is a powerhouse of a gaming console. And it's not just games. Like I said, you can do streaming services on there. If you get the version with the disc, it's a 4K Blu-ray player. And you've got all your digital content. If you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you get the free games. It is a phenomenal console. If you're a PlayStation fan, I can't recommend enough upgrading to the PlayStation 5. Yes, it's expensive. If you want the most out of it, you're going to have to invest in a 4K TV as well. And if you want to really immerse yourself in the game, you're going to need to invest in a stereo. So there is a big investment if you really want to get the most you can out of a setup to get the full potential out of the PlayStation 5. But if you're a gamer, you're looking for something new, I cannot recommend the PlayStation 5 enough. It is a phenomenal console. Profile-wise, the PlayStation 5 is the biggest PlayStation that they've had. It takes up quite a bit of space. I set mine up vertical so I could set it next to my TV, so it didn't take up a huge amount of space. It was able to just sit nicely beside there. But it does take up a lot of space. But overall, the PlayStation, it has so many features that I couldn't even get to in this video, and so many settings that you can play with to customize it to what you're looking for, to what your setup entails, and set it up for your preferences. This is well worth the investment. I can't recommend the PlayStation 5 enough.